My name is Rain Reynolds, and I am 16 years old. I'm participating in the Listen Project because I wanted to talk about the struggles of like being my age today, being a 16-year-old, especially here in Oakland and just in this generation. So I thought it was important to speak out about, life nowadays. Something I feel proud of is that this past semester, it was my first time getting over a 3.5 GPA, which was really good because, you know, for my family at least, it's not like I can just go pick a college and then go and pay for it. I have to have all my stuff, um, you know, on check and be on my P's and Q's so I can get all the scholarships and things that are available to me so that I don't have to have any student loan debt. And so it's very important for me to get like a high GPA, good SAT scores, and everything else I can. One of my struggles I've had to deal with is that around last year, I dealt with like a sort of short, it was like it was just a period of like depression. And I feel like a lot of teens actually face that, but they're too scared to speak out. But I overcame it just by I have a very supportive mom, so I was able to talk to her and just, ask her what I could do to get over it. So I went to therapy, did the whole thing. They gave me some exercise I could do at home that would help. I think where most of our anxiety and depression does come from is the environment that we live in, especially here in Oakland. We have certain areas that may be, considered like bad, or they may, like the hood, and people grow up there and, they're told they're not going to be anything. Some people are playing sports and everything to get out. Some people have the weight of their families on their shoulders. Like if they don't succeed, then, they have that to worry about. So that can cause anxiety, especially in these young boys. And then for girls, it's like, trying to be on top of it. Whether they could be athletes too, but usually I see that they tend to struggle more with school because they have to use school and intellectuals as their way of getting out. And so I think that pressure is probably where the anxieties and the depression, I think that's where it comes from. One of my hopes and dreams actually is to become a psychologist because of what I had to deal with my own period of depression. And I want to work with young black kids or other minorities because I tend to notice that in our community it's kind of like weird to talk about your mental health and your state. And so I want to be a psychologist so that way I can, talk to the youth and make sure that their mental health is correct because I want to make sure that they're able to have an outlet and someone they can personally relate to who's went through the same things. I like to think of life as like kind of like a puzzle, and there's all these pieces, and you have to get them to fit together right, and you just got to take it one piece at a time. So I think I'd want to tell my future self to just keep putting the pieces together because eventually it'll all work out.
Christian Dennis Hanley, and I'm 16 years old. I was born in Sacramento. I was raised in Oakland. So the Oakland Tech has two campuses, Lower Campus and Upper Campus. And Upper Campus is mainly the FATA Academy based area. So we have the fashion and computer animation and the graphic design. So I was adopted when I was 3, and I have 5 siblings, 6 including me, but I live with 2 of my siblings right now. And I also have 2 gay dads. And something that I've struggled with is kind of, I guess, accepting myself and my family, because when you grow up and you see people who aren't in the same family situation, they're not adopted, they don't have 2 gay dads. It's different, and I think that because there's not a lot of people who are adopted and have gay parents, it kind of can bring a sense of insecurity or a sense of differentiality in your life. And I think that as I grow up, I've struggled with telling people because I just feel like it set me aside. And I think that when you grow up, you don't want to be put aside, you want to be included. My hopes for the future is to really make my parents proud. My parents have done so much for me and my brothers. They've been through a lot, and it's not easy raising 3 teenage boys. To my future self, I would say that it will get easier. I have a lot of struggles in my life that are personal for me, and I think that I will understand, and only I will understand. So it's okay to not feel like you're doing enough or you're doing the same as everyone else, because you don't have to, because you are in a different situation, and you have different struggles, and you have a different path than everyone around you, and that's not something you should feel insecure about.
My name is Luna Combs, and I'm 18. One concern, I guess, trying to figure out how to get a job and stuff, like paying for taxes, all that really big stuff in adulthood. Like college, it seems like really something good to transition into, but then afterwards you're like trying to figure out adulthood. So that's like one thing that's very daunting, and like trying to figure out how to pay for college. One success I'm proud of is I started a business a few years ago and selling like my art and stuff, making stickers and like trying to figure out money management. I'm proud of it because it makes me feel independent and trying to grow as a person and like trying to learn how to be adult before college.
My name is Omari Kingsbury, and I'm 18 years old. I'm from Oakland, California, born and raised, and I attend Oakland Technical High School. I wanted to participate in the Listen Project because I want to be heard, and I feel like we all want to be heard, and for someone to want to hear us, it's really good. So one thing that's daunting me is the impact that social media has had on the youth and how nothing is really organic anymore, nothing is real, I feel like. But the avenues, like the places I want to get kind of involve social media so much that I have to participate in that. I have to stay relevant to succeed. But it's sort of conflicting because I don't really care for it, but I have to do it. So how do I balance those two and, get past it? A message I have for the audience is to always listen to your heart. Never form or submit to norms that are set upon you based on how you look, where you're from. Just always follow your dreams, do what you want, and you'll be happy. And happiness is key.
Yeah, I'm Keely Ward and I'm 17. I think a struggle that I deal with almost daily is just like the constant knowledge that in order to be successful, you need to either be born rich or like go through college, and then like the media nowadays, pretty much anyone can get famous, but it's also very unrealistic and almost plastic. And I think about that a lot because I sort of never envisioned myself going to college. I don't have like a specific idea of what I want my career to be. And then I think paying for a higher education, but not knowing what you're learning or understanding where you're going to go with the knowledge is really scary. So I'm thinking about it a lot. I don't have a exact outcome right now, but hopefully I get around to it and it turns out okay. But it's definitely something I think about all the time, and I kind of hate it. I don't think that the workforce and society is set up for creative people, and I think when you go to an art school or explore like more of an artistic career path, you're almost set up for failure, and it's much harder to like break through that than if you were studying accounting and then go work for like a firm or something. I think like a hope I have for myself in the future is just that I'm motivated to still be creative. I don't really want to be stuck in like a 9 to 5 or like commute type job.
I really want to be able to like meet people and hear other people's ideas that aren't like broadcasted a lot. I think you can learn a lot from like the most unexpected people. So I just want to be able to like take people's stories and learn from them and kind of implement them into my own work. I don't know what that'll be yet. Maybe it'll be journalism, maybe it'll be photography or fashion or like editorial makeup or something. And I hope that like 10 years from now I'm going to have a lot of just even like minor things that I've done and created and have pictures of, or have like writing that I've done that I can look back on. Because if you're just going to school and you're just going to work and you're just hanging out with friends to like, I don't know, do drugs and drink, you're gonna have fun, but you're also gonna be mentally unstimulated, and I don't want that to happen.
My name's Caitlin Runyon. I'm 16. A success that I've achieved, I think, would be probably this year. I managed to get on the honor roll, which I haven't been able to do since 6th grade, and it was really difficult, but I'm really glad that I was able to do that after a while of really struggling in school, and it's helped me be more confident that I could achieve and be where I want to be. I think I've had a lot of struggles, mostly in the field of school, but my personal life and health have often interfered with school, and a lot of the lack of resources and understanding for like assisting in that. The lack of resources was due to a lot of factors, but it really got me to make myself more adaptable and resourceful when it came to struggle, and it allowed me to teach myself to learn how to sort of solve problems and think through every solution before I actually go to deal with it, so that I'm better prepared to deal with the problem. The health issues were mostly just due to like mental health. Not going into too much detail, but I like did and continue to struggle with like depression and anxiety and ADD, which I'm still unmedicated for some of them, but after I was able to get on medication for my ADD, everything kind of improved. My hopes and dreams for the future are, for now, just to go to college. I have a few options, and all of them are very far away on purpose, and I want to go into the forensic science field of work. I've always kind of enjoyed that like subject matter, and I feel like I'm not very good with the social aspect that goes into law enforcement, but I've always been like a very big fan of science, so I feel like I could do a lot of good there and then also like be happy in that career.
My name is Lucas Alton Babcock, and I'm 18. Well, I'm a senior, so I guess I've applied to colleges, and there are some classes that I would enjoy taking in college, but like besides that, I really don't want to go down that path. I really want to get into organic farming. There's a lot of programs out there, like WOOF, Worldwide Organized Organic Farming, I think it stands for, and basically like you sign up with it and then pick a host, and they'll send you like, you get to pick wherever you want, like they've set up in so many countries around the world, and then just stay with someone, like free room and board, and then you work for them.
My name's Kevin Onsman. I'm 57. I think we need to become much more curious about what our children are up to and what they're doing in the world, and really try to suspend our judgment as much as possible about what they are doing and in their lives, because they have information, as we know, well beyond what we do, and that can be a little scary to like approach the subject, you know. They may have much more information about many things than we do, even things that we feel that we're knowledgeable about, and be willing to learn from them, because while we have an important role to play, they have an important role to play in what's happening now in the future, and so do we. And so the time when we could say, oh, our kids are going to take care of this or our children are going to take care of it, whatever, is long gone. That's long past. You know, we have to look at them as allies across the board. And I think it needs to happen quickly. You know, it needs to happen soon. It needs to be a major shift in consciousness among the adults in this world, that it's not just a world we're leaving behind for them, but it's ours as well. And it's our mess that we need to help them clean up.
Thank you.